Hi, everyone. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver. I am with Dale Brittliffe, who is VP Exploration for Kootenay Silver. Welcome, Dale.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So there are some really exciting things going on at Kootenay Silver. I'd like you to just start off with telling us a little bit about the company and your overall, because you have a sizable silver resource, which is not common these days. And I mean, we can go from there.
Yeah, well, Kootenay Silver is a junior exploration company. We have 3 resources on the books right now. We recently just refreshed a couple of those, the Promontorio and La Negra resources. We have a 43-101 out of them published last year. And just recently, we published the La Cigarra resource. And that one was an update of a previous resource where we had actually rejuvenated or worked on the geological model. We'd refined the geological model quite a lot, and we managed to upgrade the grade of the resource by about 20%. The tons dropped a little, but in all, it's a far more robust model now. So Kootenay Silver has those resources in its portfolio. They're sitting there. They're known entities, but the real story behind Kootenay Silver right now is the Columba project. It's a real exciting discovery to be part of, and it's a going concern. We're drilling right now.
Excellent. So there was a drill program last year on Columba. Can you tell us what the sort of big takeaway is from what happened last year?
Yeah, well, Columba seems to be the project that keeps on giving. We started off drilling. It was 3 years ago now when the first drill holes went in on one of the areas that had the most underground workings. There was some historical workings on the project, but we had mapped and known about a lot of other veins there. One thing that our geologists had noted from the old level plans was that there was considerable grade at depth, and grades seemed to be increasing at depth. Given that it's an epithermal system and that we're right at the top of it, we knew that there was a lot of potential on these veins. F vein, as we named it, had seen a lot of drilling, but we knew there was another one to the south of that parallel we're calling D vein. That vein itself didn't really have any old workings, but some of the drilling produced some spectacular results. Grades and thicknesses were really good, and that shows in the news release record that we have, in the press releases we put out. But last year, we set about expanding D-vein. And to my mind, it was a little conservative. We were stepping out 50 meters, and all around the vein, the mineralization is open to depth and either way on strike. We came back with some spectacular numbers. I mean, the best hole to date was from D-vein, hole 125. That returned almost 30 meters of 450 grams per ton silver, including some gold, some lead and zinc as well. There was a core to that vein itself that ran 2.5 meters. That was 5.8 kilos per ton silver. Wow. With 3 grams gold and combined, I think it was about 8% lead zinc.
Wow, so tremendous. These are bonanza grades.
Indeed.
Clearly.
Indeed. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that obviously explains a lot of the excitement. Can you just explain a little bit about what this looks like? Because I'm no geologist, but I can see that when you look at graphics and photos of the system, that it looks like it was some kind of a volcano, and how and where the metal has been distributed.
Mm-hmm. It's actually really interesting, and the best way to see it is to stand in the middle of it. I mean, the whole thing was an ancient volcanic complex. It's a roughly 3 to 4 k's in diameter. That had collapsed. There's a new intrusion that had come up underneath its fault in place. Then subsequent to that, the hydrothermal system got going, and veins have filled all the cracks that were prepared by a lot of that work. We're finding radial fractures that are filled with veins. Using some of our interpretations now, we're building a whole list of targets. And very exciting for me, we just took delivery of a LiDAR survey we've run over the last few months. We're finding with that new data, overlaying our geological mapping, we're starting to see the projections of the veins. And for a geologist, we're looking at a vein system. This thing is huge. The mineralization exposed in the floor of the caldera there, the caldera basin, is just at the top of the mineralized zone. So what we have been finding is as we trace the veins over the mountains, over the rim of the caldera, grades drop to almost nothing. Wow. So we can see the veins, but there's no mineral there. A lot of the cross sections available on our website show that up near the surface there's zero silver. As we come down, it gets progressively better. Wow. So it's a very exciting phase for an explorationist in that we think that this is an unrecognized vein district that we're just scratching the surface on.
Very exciting. So there's a pretty sizable drill program set for this year at Columba. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the goals and when we can look forward to the very first drill results on that.
Well, we've started where we finished last year. We're going on D vein, but this time we're taking it a little bit more aggressively. We're stepping out 100 meters this time. Along strike, we're trying to chase this out. At the beginning of the year, we had drilled it for 450 meters along strike. And we're now stepping out on 100-meter centers, just trying to bring it all the way to, if you can imagine the map, to where it joins up with B vein, which is another almost 800 meters. Then also we're going to go to depth. With this style of mineralization, we can expect the mineral zone to be pretty significant. It's an intermediate sulfidation system, so we are going to just start drilling on 100-meter centers deeper and deeper on D vein. I mean, that's where we've got the best numbers to date.
Exactly.
As an explorationist, though, I have so many hopes for a lot of these veins that we've been mapping. Knowing that they may not be mineralized at surface, we've mapped some hydrothermal breccias and veins, especially some intersecting ones that I just can't wait to drill. So currently we're working through a 5,000 meter program that is solely for D vein extension, but we're now fully financed for the 20,000 meter program.
Wow, that's big.
And that we're going to let them loose and start exploring.
And so when would that start potentially, the 20,000 program?
In the next few weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So
we're already making plans.
Yeah, that's not far off. I know that this would be looking farther out into the future, but and it's early days. It's still exciting, but when could we ultimately be looking at maybe a first pass at a resource on Columba?
Yeah, we have aims to get that done by the end of the year. This 20,000 meter program, we are going to add rigs as we need them, but we're going to try and get that done by Q4 or by the end of Q4 with the aim of achieving that critical mass of data to allow us to do the mineral resource estimate.
Excellent. So if we can summarize, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what the catalysts are for this year and a little bit further on for potentially interested investors.
Well, the silver price is a big one.
Exactly.
We know we think we've got a tiger by the tail when it comes to Columba, but we also have all that silver in ground in La Negra, Promontorio, and La Cigarra. So catalyst will be any deals we can make on those particular ones, but really the big one is drill, baby, drill. We've got to see that Columba can achieve its potential. We think it's got a long way to go, and with a rising silver price, it's going to really boom.
So we might see some really nice leverage on higher silver prices.
Indeed, yeah.
Well, Dale, thank you very much. Appreciate this overview of Kootenay, and we look forward to ongoing results.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.